All right, how's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to show you how to do a AI-driven cargo resupply mission. So the idea, we have some C-47s here that are flown by AI. They're going to paradrop cargo at this resupply point, and when they do, in multiplayer at least, will allow players to take off in the Spitfire. So right now, currently, they can only use the Hurricane. So let's take a look and see this mission play out. So here we have our C-47s, and they're en route here, and they're headed to Lapino. And we're going to give some player feedback to both teams. Hey, they're almost there. You need to either kill them or continue escorting them. And then they'll get a little bit closer here, and then they'll start dropping them. It's actually really cool. So watch them drop it. And for whatever reason, the AI likes to pitch up. I haven't figured out why. I've tried different altitudes and stuff like that, but hey, whatever. They're dropping their cargo. It looks good. And once we get rid of all of the cargo, we'll fire another event saying, hey, Spitfires are available now. There's all the cargo gone. Now we have the Spitfires available, and our C-47s will continue on their mission. It's lovely, all those cargoes in the air. So we'll speed this up here. And there we go. So let's take a look at how I did this mission. So I'm going to shut down IL2 here. We'll close this and we'll open up the editor. Let's take a look at the mission. And I'm going to get rid of the map for a second. So normally I use a check zone to activate it, but because this instance we're using AI to drive this sort of objective, we're going to have an in. And that in, so that's this guy right here, our gate in, can come from any other event. So let's say the event is that planes entered the area. Okay, the planes entered the area, and now this fires, right? This pulses. Let's say that Axis team destroys, enough buildings or tanks or maybe planes or whatever. Great. That pulses this end gate and then it fires off the C-47, right? So that's what this is, right? So we're just saying some sort of external source is activating the C-47s and it's activating it through this gate in. Now, in my case, because it's just for testing and showing it off, I'm just using a standard mission begin, right? So the mission begins, 2 seconds later, we pulse that gate in that sort of starts the C-47s. All right, so C-47s are by default, they're disabled, right? So again, just like the complex triggers, AI planes, especially planes with gunners and all that, take up a ton of resources. So if they're not being used, we're going to have them disabled. So they're disabled by default. And if we go to a past our gate in, we got our 100 milliseconds here, and we activate those C-47s, and we also activate this first icon, which says, hey, the C-47s are en route to resupply the area. Then we have, so now the C-47s are activated. So then 100 milliseconds later, we say, hey, go to this waypoint. And so basically we're pulsing this waypoint, which object links the leader plane, this guy right here, and says, hey, leader plane, I need you to start flying towards me. And so that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, the cool thing about these leader planes and using activate and deactivate is I can have children planes, sorry. So these like sort of sub planes will do anything that the leader does. So if the leader is headed towards that waypoint, guess what? So will these children. And I don't necessarily need to have object links to the children, right? I can just do it to the leader plane and the leader plane will do its thing and the children will follow the leader plane like ducks. Okay, so C-47s will fly to this objective, I'm sorry, to this waypoint. We got 100 milliseconds later, and then we say use a V formation. So we can take a look at that. We're just telling them, hey, fly in a V formation and be all sort of like clumped up very close. Um, and then 100 milliseconds later after that, we let the Axis team know that, hey, you know what? Enemy supply planes are en route to Lupino. And we let the Allied team know that, hey, enemy resupply planes are en route to Lupino. Now, the difference here is that we're saying for Allies, because the C-47s are an Allied plane, we're saying, hey, Allies, you need to escort them. And for the Axis team, we're saying, hey, you need to destroy them, stop them before they're destroyed. Um, so that's good. We got them activated. They're moving towards this waypoint, and the leader plane actually is moving towards the waypoint, and the children are following it. So the leader plane gets this waypoint as soon as it enters this circle, right? So as soon as it enters this circle of the waypoint, that sort of signifies that this waypoint can pulse other events. So this waypoint is going to pulse this 100 millisecond timer, which will pulse this subtitle message saying, hey, you know what, the supply planes are near Lupino, which we saw earlier. And this waypoint is going to pulse in this activate right here. I'm sorry, not activate. This is a command attack area. And so the idea is that the leader plane will continue to this command attack area. And when they do, they will drop ordnance. And so let's take a look at that. So we have it set to the highest priority, meaning that no matter what, you're going to go uh, AI plane, you're going to go into this circle and you're going to do whatever I'm asking you to do. And in this case, I'm asking it to attack the ground. I'm giving it a certain radius, and I'm saying do it for unlimited amount of time, 99999 seconds. So you're just going to keep doing that forever, basically. Um, so our leader plane will come into the area, and you saw the children plane will follow. It'll drop off that cargo, so it'll start deploying the cargo. But I have this timer that says 99999. So how can I make it stop trying to continue to drop cargo when it runs out of cargo? Well, you can see here I have these purple event links from not only the um, leader plane, but also the children plane, wherever they are. Here they are. And these purple links are actually an event where I'm checking, hey, did you run out of cargo? So we see here, right, on plane, bingo cargo. So I actually have it to all of the planes because I'm checking every single plane in this case. It's not a thing where the children are following the leader, right? In this case, we're checking each individual plane. Hey, do you still have cargo? Hey, do you still have cargo? Hey, do you still have cargo? Finally, once they're out of cargo, then I'm setting up this counter right here. So you can see all those purple link from the children and then this purple link to our leader plane, and it's hitting this, it's pulsing this one count. So I'm just checking the very first plane that runs out of cargo, whichever one that is. I want you to pulse this command stop, and that's actually command force complete. Sorry, this one right here. So you can see that. And basically, I'm set this to high priority, and I'm sending it to our leader plane. And the leader planes will tell all the children plane, hey, I don't care how much cargo you have or what you're doing or anything like that. I don't care if you're getting shot. I don't care. You're going to stop doing everything you're doing right now, completely resetting the AI basically. And then we have a 100 millisecond timer. So 100 milliseconds later, we pulse this waypoint over here. So that means that, okay, you stop doing what you're doing, and then 100 milliseconds later, you're going to start flying towards this waypoint, right? And then once the leader plane is doing, the children plane will do the same. So then we have 2 seconds later, and then we just let the allied team know, like, hey, good, congratulations. You have Spitfires available to you now, and the AI has dropped off their supply cargoes, and everything is great and golden. And for the Axis team, however, we say like, "Ah, oh, you failed! How dare you? You know, you didn't destroy the C-47s. They were freaking big old planes, and I don't know how you can miss them." Then we deactivate our icon here. So this is all just player feedback, which is great for a good engaging gameplay. So we disactivate this resupply and we activate the base has been resupplied icons, right? So we're letting them know through subtitle messages and through icons. And then 100 milliseconds later, we have our, actually this says enable access airfield. This is actually enable Spitfires. So you can see I'm using other missions, objectives, examples to build this out. And basically what this does is we just say, hey, the country code is still United States and the float parameter is 1. And so we take a look at our Lapino airfield here. We have index of 0 and they can only use the hurricanes, right? Because it's index 0. And then once the planes get resupplied, we'll start using index 1, which means they'll have the Spitfire available. As a matter of fact, we can clone this here for the hurricanes and change the index to 1 here. And so now they will have the hurricanes available to them and the Spitfires available to them once the airfield has been resupplied because it's index 1 for both of those planes and index 0 will go away. Okay, so that's pretty much that. That's exactly how we resupply our planes. I did have some extra logic here, so I wanted to talk about it. So since it's a multiplayer mission, we need to have some uh, checks and balances here for what happens when the resupply planes get attacked, and what happens when the resupply planes get destroyed. So I have both of those here. So when the resupply planes get attacked, and this is on damage, we have the same sort of gate we were using before for our on entered. The idea is that it doesn't matter which one fires, it only takes one. Once it gets fired, it pulses this gate. This gate pulses the deactivate, it pulses this subtitle, and it pulses this 3-minute timer. uh, the gate that pulses this deactivate will deactivate the gate, meaning that if 2 planes get hit right away, it's not going to matter. We're only going to post one on attack message. So we can take a look at that. We can see allies, hey, we're under attack. And then we wait 3 minutes and then we'll reactivate this. So if the planes survive for 3 minutes and they get hit again, then yes, this gate will fire again, which will deactivate itself, set off the, hey, we're being attacked, set off this 3-minute timer. 3-minute timer, 3 minutes later, sets off the activate. The activate will pulse the gate and allow the gate to take in more, hey, we're being attacked messages, and so on and so forth. So this is our on attacked, and then we have our on killed. So the idea here is that we have 4 planes, and I think it's very important for engaging gameplay to not necessarily force the players to destroy every single last entity, but to destroy about 80 to 90%. So in my case, I have 4 planes, and I'm saying, hey, they need to destroy 3 of them. So we're just checking, hey, did they destroy 3? If so, we'll give a 100 millisecond pulse, and then we'll tell the Axis team, good job, you destroyed enough C-47s, and we'll tell the ally team, hey, you know what, we lost too many. We can do all sorts of other stuff too. We can maybe have another pulse and then we can delete the last plane. We can maybe respawn them. C-47s were destroyed. We're sending another supply mission out, and then so this event out could go to a copy of this whole thing to this gate in, right? So we could have like 2 sets of C-47s going, and you know, could be fun like that. Whatever you want to do, by all means. So that's our basically that's our on killed and our on attacked. And by all means, use this as you see fit. Reverse engineer it, use it in your missions, and whatever you want to do. Thanks for watching, and have a good one. Till next time.